is, how do you use science and technology to open quickly but safely? How are you smart and safe in reopening? That's the challenge in 2021. And we want to be ahead of it because we are New York. And we're piloting an expansive testing plan to give us an opportunity to reopen businesses safely and smartly. And we're going to pilot the approach at the Buffalo Bills playoff game. A football playoff game obviously is outdoors, which is a much better situation from COVID spread. And the stadium is a controlled venue. The Department of Health has been working with the Buffalo Bills, the National Football League, to come to an agreement as to how to do this. We believe we are the first state in the nation to run this kind of pilot. We think it can be very instructive to us going forward because, as I said, the premise is we're going to have to find a way to reopen businesses smartly and safely. The agreement with the Department of Health, the State of New York, Buffalo Bills, will allow fans at the first playoff game that the Buffalo Bills are going to play. The agreement is for 6,700 fans. They'll be socially distanced, masks required, but every fan will be tested before the game. Obviously, if they test positive for the virus, they won't be attending the game, and they'll get the treatment that they need. And then post-game, there'll be contact tracing, so we'll find out exactly what happened, was there any spread at the game, et cetera. Again, this is a pilot to find ways where we can smartly and safely reopen businesses. The partnership that put this together, I thank them all, Department of Health, State of New York. BioReference is the laboratory that's doing all the tests. The Buffalo Bills have been very cooperative and helpful, and we thank them all. Again, the Department of Health will then monitor the day of the game and monitor post-game contact tracing afterwards. For all the Bills fans, please, everyone take these measures seriously. We have made progress on the COVID virus over the past few weeks. The numbers are down. We want to keep them down. People don't have to be malicious to spread the virus. Most of the viral spread is from people who didn't even know they had the virus. So I understand the mood. I feel the mood, the excitement about the Buffalo Bills. It's been a long time, and they have captured a certain energy and charisma that is infectious. But we have to be smart. Not just at the stadium. You have to be smart when you're at home. You have to be smart if you're at a party. You have to be smart if you're at an event. We really have to take this seriously. We don't want the fact that the Bills are in the playoff to wind up being a negative in terms of COVID, right? So no tailgating, no mass gatherings. That's not what we want to see. And it's not good for Buffalo. It's not good for Western New York. It's the last thing that the Bills want to see. So let's just be smart. Two people have worked on this very hard. It's Commissioner Zucker, Dr. Howard Zucker, and the Budget Director, Robert Mujica. That picture of Commissioner Zucker is when he was saying, and for you, Governor, we have a needle this big. That's what the Commissioner was saying. And Robert Mujica has a slightly dour look on his face. That was after the state deficit report. Saying that we have a $15 billion deficit, and that's why he doesn't look happy and peppy. But with that, let me turn it over to Dr. Zucker for some comments on the agreement, and then we're going to be joined by Kim and Terry Pagula to discuss the Bills game. Dr.
Great. Thank you very much, Governor. Under the pilot, which was developed cooperatively, as the Governor said, between the Bills, New York State, and BioReference Laboratory, 6,772 fans will be allowed to attend the game only after first obtaining a negative COVID-19 test result. Contact tracing will also be conducted after the game. This is the first stadium reopening pilot plan in the nation that will require all these measures. Under the plan, the team staff will control all exit and entry points to the stadium. and only fans with a documented negative COVID-19 test will be allowed inside. Testing will be conducted in partnership with the bioreference lab. Once inside the stadium, fans will be required to wear a mask at all times and adhere to the strict social distancing protocols. Fans who refuse to comply with these protocols will be removed from the stadium. Ushers will also be present throughout the stadium to ensure that all fans are in compliance. As part of the state's review, personnel from the Department of Health traveled to other stadiums outside of New York where similar protocols are in place to confirm their effectiveness. Tailgating remains banned under this plan, and New Yorkers are being reminded to avoid gatherings and parties beforehand, during, and after the game, as these events are prime for viral spread. The Department of Health will monitor the post-game fan testing and contact testing and tracing. And regardless of whether you attend in person or not, be safe, socially distance, wear a mask, no tailgating, no partings of that nature, no large gatherings, and be safe and be smart. We look forward to the game. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Now I turn it over to Robert Mejica, the Budget Director, and I want to thank him very much. As you heard from Dr. Zucker, no state has done this before, and it took a lot of work and a lot of creativity, so thank you very much, Robert.
Thank you, Governor, and thank you, Dr. Zucker. The plan that we have and the protocols that we put in place were take into account all of the guidance that we have, both from the World Health Organization, from the CDC, from the New York State Department of Health, and other health experts from around the world. As the Governor mentioned and Dr. Zucker mentioned, all fans would have to show a negative test 72 hours before. BioReference will be conducting tests in the 2 days prior to the event for 13 hours each day in the parking lots, drive-through testing, and those results will all be back before game day. On game day, fans will have to show evidence of a negative test. The team will also have the results from the tests. They then will have to go through a separate checkpoint where they'll have to show tickets to enter the stadium. They'll be required to wear masks from the time they exit their vehicles in the parking lots to the time that they re-enter their vehicles and they exit. The fans will be sitting in pods throughout the stadium, so they'll be sitting with the groups for which they came in blocks, and they'll be separated from other fans by rows and other seats. So we think that this plan is the safe way for the Bills to have fans in the stadium. People watching the game in this stadium will probably be the safest out of anywhere in the state watching the game, because they will all have had negative tests. So with that, I think this is going to be, and it is an experiment, it'll be the first time, but this plan that's been approved by the Department of Health is the safest way to conduct this, and we look forward to the results.
Thank you very much. I believe if the technology works, which is always a big if, but it works. We have Kim and Terry Pagula who are joining us. Thank you so much. Good to be with you. Good to see you, Terry. Good to see you, Kim. Thank you for all the time you've spent, all the work in putting this plan together. I know it's novel, but everything we do nowadays is novel. But it's another first, and good for New York and good for the Bills. We're glad that we're going to be able to do this and do it together. We are all so excited about the Bills. They have charged the entire state of New York. They have given us good news in a year where we really needed good news. And the team is doing so great, and they play with such a great energy that all New Yorkers are excited about it. And again, I wanted to thank you so much for all the help in putting together this plan. I look forward to seeing you out there. We'll keep our fingers crossed. But thank you. I hope you guys are excited as we are.
Yes. Governor, Kim and I thank you for, and your staff for working diligently with the Bills organization in getting us to this point. As you know, the entire Bills organization misses the energy of our fans at our games. We know they're there, but we want them here, if you know what I mean, at the game. And even though they'll be there in limited numbers, we will feel and definitely soak in their support at this game. And any issues that arise as a result of what we're trying to do here, we will passionately try to resolve to pull this off. And I want to tell our fans, remember, our objective here is to support our team in as many ways as we can. And I ask them to be safe, be smart, and most importantly, be loud. Thank you, guys.
Well, the loud part
we
of,
know,
Kim, please.
sorry, no, we know that fans have been waiting 25 years to be able to attend a playoff game, and we are so excited to be able to allow the limited amount of fans that we can. But I want to just say that we are so hopeful that there would be many more games that all fans can attend. And for us to do that, as you mentioned, Governor, we all need to be safe starting today, even beyond the game. And we just want to thank you and your team. And we want to just encourage everyone out there, all our fans, that we just need to do our part. Again, wear your mask, being compliant, CDC, social distancing. We all know what needs to be done. We all need to do our part to get it done so that we can have everyone back in our stadium soon.
Well, thank you very much, Terry, and thank you, Kim. And I think that's right. This is a great opportunity to cheer for the Bills, cheer for New York. You're right, it's been a lot of years. And the message is right. Everybody gets it. It's a time to be smart, which helps us and helps everyone. We're in control of our destiny. How we act is going to determine what happens with this virus. And we've seen that when we're smart and we're responsible, we can bring it down. And that's what we're trying to do. So thank you. We're all excited. That New England Patriots game was something. I want you to know that was really something special. So a lot of good energy. As I said, I'm going to take my test. I'm going to be out there to watch the game with you. And we look forward to it. So thank you all very much for what you've done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Governor.
We have a message from, we have another special message, I think, if the technology works.
I'm excited to let you guys know we are going to be allowed some fans in our first playoff game. Super excited for it. I want to thank all the parties involved, obviously the Pagulas, Governor Cuomo, everybody else involved. Thank you so much. Let's please follow guidelines, wear your mask in the stands so we can have you guys for the rest of the way. Go Bills.
Great. Josh Allen, he is playing phenomenal. He really is. Okay, so that is good news and that is exciting news, and we hope that works out all across the board because, again, it would be a great template if we can figure out how to use testing and rapid testing. Rapid testing, you can get the results in 20 minutes from a rapid test. The question is, rather than wait 6, 9, 12 months to reopen the economy, can you start to reopen businesses safely, smartly, by using rapid testing? That's the question. Because, again, we can't wait. We can't stay closed down. But we have to be smart and we have to be safe. And that's going to be the path for us to navigate. And that's going to be the path all through 2021, I'm afraid. We have the vaccine. The vaccine is the weapon that will win the war, but it won't win the war overnight. And we're going to have to deal with that period. Get the vaccine out as quickly as possible? Yes. Slow the spread? Yes. But also find ways to start to reopen businesses by using testing. That is the smartest way forward. And that's what we're trying to find and explore. The numbers for today, without the microclusters, 8.36, with 8.66. Positivity in microclusters, 9.47. We did 154,000 tests, which is a little low, 154,000. We're still not seeing the testing volume that we did have. We had 200,000 tests, 220,000, 250,000 sometimes. So we're getting a smaller subset of people who are testing. And we're not quite sure of the analytics. The hospitalizations are up 78, but the discharges are up. During the holidays, there were not a lot of discharges from the hospital. During the weekends, there were not a lot of discharges. So the numbers have been bouncing over the past few days. Admissions, 1,000, ICU plus 26.
And you have been watching a live briefing from Governor Cuomo in Albany. Obviously, great news for Bills fans. He announced that the Department of Health has been working with the NFL on a pilot program. Fans will be allowed inside of the stadium for the first Bills playoff game, 6,700 fans. They have to be socially distanced, also wear masks. Every fan will be tested before the game. You have to test negative in order to be allowed inside. They're also going to make sure there is game contact tracing afterward. And something else we heard is that during fans who are allowed inside of the stadium, they will sit in pods with the group in which they came with. We also heard from Kim and Terry Pagula. They were part of this announcement. We heard Terry Pagula say, be safe, be smart, and be loud. Governor Cuomo says that he's also going to be in attendance for that game. And we also heard from Josh Allen saying that this is something great. So we'll have much more on this coming up on Channel 2 News, first at 5. Be sure to join us.